Hey everyone, it's Andrea Wacheston here for this week's video. I hope you're all doing well. I know it's been a while since I've been here. I took the month of June for myself for personal reasons. And I'm so excited now, though, to be back in the flow, back in sharing with you. And today I'm super excited to share probably my favorite topic, really understanding yourself at a soul level and the power of understanding really what your soul blueprint is, how you were designed to not only receive vital force energy, to fill yourself up, to feel aligned within yourself, but how you are uh, able and then meant to serve in the world, serve in your relationships, create the relationships, create the business, create the income, create the career, create the mission, the impact, whatever it is that you are really wanting to create in that external. When we know who we truly are at a soul level, and we get what our soul blueprint is, we get how we were designed to really show up and shine, and the gifts that we have been really gifted with, it opens up everything. So I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm going to share today a little bit about the Akashic Records and understanding what they are and how they are of benefit to you to understand. I'm going to share with you some of the gifts and the big impact that uh, understanding your blueprint can have on both your personal life and your professional life. And I am going to finish up with an opportunity for you to have a soul scan with me, one-on-one, if that is something that you feel called to do. One of my favorite things to do with people, loving it so, so much. So stick around and I will see you in a moment. Okie doke. Going to start off with a little overview of the Akashic Records. And so these are records that are really like a database, an energetic database of all of your soul gifts, your soul experiences, the soul lessons that you are here to learn, and really also a very high frequency space to allow you to amplify these gifts and your mission and your purpose and all of those things that you are really want to be sharing in the world. And whether that is through a professional way or it's in a personal way, it's all integrated. And when I do these sessions with people, it's almost always a mix of personal and professional. And so it really is this opportunity to tap into your deepest truth and uh, to have it reflected back to you. So you certainly can go into your own records to find this information from yourself for yourself. And there are some excellent teachers who show you how to do that for yourself. That is not what I do. I actually go in on behalf of you into your records and share this information with you. So that's the context from which I'm going to speak today. But the best part, I would say, of sharing this information with people is that when I share it, there's such a deep knowing and a deep sense of validation of the information that I'm sharing with them, because it's not something I'm making up. It's something I'm retrieving really from their records and then sharing it to them. And so they know on a deep place, you already know this on a deep place, right? So most people are not like, oh, this is crazy. This is totally different than I expected. But what I will say is, in my experience, and I've done hundreds and hundreds of these, that most people are aligned between anywhere between 80 and 90% with your sort of your soul blueprint. And so obviously the more aligned up you are, the more flow you have. So the closer we can get to 100%, the better. And so you are likely, very aligned in lots of ways, right? You have figured out who you are, what lights you up, what you're good at, right? How you want to share in the world. And then it's about refining, fine tuning, and finding these little things, maybe some dormant gifts that you have, or even just some ways in which you can really fill yourself up. And I'll be sharing just a couple of examples. Through myself and then through some of the clients that I've worked with, just to give you an idea of some of these little upgrades and tweaks that you might apply into your life. And so, even as I'm sharing this, there may be something that resonates with you. And so, really, this is what I do love about the Akashic Records and sharing this soul level information, is that it's very high level, soul level information. It's profound in many ways. And it also requires personal responsibility to apply. So, right, it's like anything, we can receive this information, it's going to resonate with you. even the sessions I do are very energetic in nature. So you're already actually shifting through the energetics, but we don't live energetic. Like we live energetically, but we don't live. The Akashic Records are in the fifth dimension. We live in the third dimension. So we actually have to take this information and bring it through us into the 3D and into our actions, into our behaviors, into a new way of operating, into new actions, new up-leveled ways of being to help us realign and get back to this 100%. Because really, when we get this 100%, that's when we have that's our vital force energy. It's how we're designed to receive from God, source, spirit, higher self, whatever you want to call it. When we are really lined up with that at 100%, we have this flow. And when we're like 80 to 85 or 90%, what's happening is you're receiving flow, but some of that flow is going off to the side. It's like leaking away from you. So we really want to pull it together. So that's just a little bit of an overview on the Akashic Records. I'm going to leave it there for now, but I do want to share some of the things that you can uncover in your Akashic Records and the impact of knowing this both on your personal and your professional life. So wherever your focus is, right? We are often maybe a little bit, in my experience, people are a little bit more leaning into one area or the other. And so just you can tune into this as I'm sharing it for you, whether this is for you personally or if it's for you professionally. And again, as I said, most people I work with, it's a combination of both, right? Because we like to compartmentalize things, but we are an integrated being, right? And so we are all really connected to all facets of our life. So, what I want to share with you in terms of this, and when I share the gifts with people, what I'm always offering them, and so as I share this stuff with you, it's really about it's like a twofold thing. We want to know what our gifts are and maybe what our lessons are and what we're here to do. On the planet, but we want to know how to fill ourselves up and we want to know how our soul will thrive, right? We want to be vibrant in our life. We want to have a lot of energy, vital force energy. We want to feel aligned on purpose, in flow with ourselves. And then, yes, we want to put it out in the world. But I'm going to talk about filling yourself up first of all. And so, um, it's really about understanding what truly fills you up. And I'm going to give you, and this is more than you probably already know. This is more than self care, or which is all good, but this is kind of like what your soul actually needs to like spark up and to thrive. And so I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. So for myself, my energy centers are the gifts that I have and the way I'm meant to design. I require sunlight to thrive. My soul needs solar energy, and it's not like a tanning kind of solar energy. It's sunlight through my eyes. And I have always known this. I've always been like a cat, and wherever there's like a little bit of sun coming in, I'm in it and I'm looking at it. And I know it's not necessarily great for your eyes, but my soul is so called to that, always has been. And so it was really validating to find out that yes, I actually at a soul level require solar energy in order to thrive. As well, for me, another part of my sort of soul gifts and energy centers is that my soul digs like adventure and adventure travel and experiences and new things and new people and experiences. So I don't like monotony. And again, this is stuff I've sort of known, but it just does validate that it's necessary for me. And so whether that is something, whether I am, going on a 10-day trip somewhere, or whether I'm just trying to find some sense of adventure or a new experience or to be in a new environment, when I do that, that allows me to really deeply connect with myself, and it does open up flow within me. And then what happens is the external also starts to flow really well. And one other piece for me is, again, just sharing to give you an idea, because some of you, there are 8 main energy centers that I share with people. And some people usually have a primary and some people have a secondary. We have all of them, but we sort of lead with some of them. And so as I'm sharing this, there's going to be some of you who are the same sort of soul energy as me. We also have a soul group, which you might have the same as me, or you may not have something else. But again, just listen to this through me, and then I'm going to give you some client examples with different groups and different energy centers, and yeah, to sort of see what lines up for you. So just one last piece around my soul gifts and the way my soul thrives. or doesn't thrive is I actually can't. So, one of my soul gifts is peace and harmony. And so, again, this is something that I have known. I've created my life to be peaceful and harmonious. I've had people in my experience say things like, I just want to stand beside you and be in your energy because it's very peaceful and calm and harmonious, right? And so that's my soul gift. And the polarity or the negative, which I sometimes say it's like your kryptonite, is my soul cannot handle drama at all. And so most people don't want drama in their life or can't handle it. But my soul really, because it's so peaceful at a soul deep level, any kind of drama is really amplified for me. So I have to make sure that I don't allow any circumstances, experiences, and people into my life that evoke this sort of energy of chaos and drama, because it is not aligned with me. It's actually really toxic for me. So that's a little piece about my sort of ways in which. So for me, yeah, if I want to thrive and have vitality, or if I'm feeling in a funk, then I need to tune into these things. Maybe I can't always get sunlight. Well, I do. I own a sunlight, that I can use in the winter. Maybe I can't always get away and do a big adventure, travel, or rappel down a cliff or something like that. But how can I find some version of that to allow me to tap back into myself? And again, the whole drama or peace thing, right? It's like if I am feeling misaligned or pulled outside of myself or not feeling in my flow, then perhaps I'm going to, how can I find some peace and harmony right now? And I live on the lake. So maybe for me, it's walking down and sitting on the rocks by the lake. Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's putting on some quiet music, whatever it is. And so that will allow me to come back to me and to fill me up. And so I just want you to notice that some of you are going to resonate with this, and some of you are going to be like, not at all. And that's what I want you to get, because you're not me. We are not the same soul. And even if you have similarities to me, I guarantee there's other pieces that obviously we are all unique, right? That make you up at a soul level, your soul blueprint. So I'm just going to give you a couple other examples of just these different energy centers. And so there's a lot of people who will thrive in relationships or community. So just tune into yourself. Do you notice that you need to be in relationship, want to be in relationship, are good at relationship, and or the negative polarity might be that you um, struggle in relationship or you are taken advantage of, right? These are some, I always share with people the positive and the negative of their gifts, because we have both. Um, and do you notice that people love supporting you, and you love being in connection with them? And do you really have a hard time when you're on your own? So, again, just to highlight this, so my energy centers, my soul gifts, I have zero problem being on my own. I actually love it and thrive in it because I need so much time to line up in a spiritual way, in a quiet way. And for other people, being on their own, it doesn't mean anything. And this is what I want to share, right? It doesn't mean you're needy and you need to have people. It means your soul thrives in relationship. And so if you are in relationship and it's working well, you will feel lit up. And if you are not in relationship, and I don't necessarily mean a personal one-to-one or like intimate relationship, it could be that, but it also might be a community of people around you, might be friend network. um, the people that I have known and know and work with at this, who have this sort of gift, they always they do so well when they just literally create community and relationships with them wherever they go. There are other people who have, and anybody who's really successful in entrepreneurship or really loves being an entrepreneur will have the energy center that is all about choice and freedom. And they really thrive when they have lots of choice, lots of options. They get so many things done in a day, more than most people get done. They hate the energy of obligation or should energy. So I'm just offering that if that's you. You can feel into that. And so it really, again, requires you to um, tune into the stuff that really fills you up and feels so good, and move away from the stuff that doesn't feel good for you. One last one I'll share is there are some people who really need to be in their bodies a lot. And really, again, the polarity of the kryptonite is when they're too much in their heads. And this also, if you're too much in your head and you're not in your body, people who have this soul gift and energy center will actually create lack if they're not in their bodies. And so, just tuning into yourself, do you feel really good when you're doing some sort of movement or being in nature or allowing yourself to dance, something like that, right? So, when you, yeah, so that's just something for you to tune into around that. And actually, I'm going to share one more because this one is one I don't have a ton of people. Um, well, there's a couple that I'll share. Great. So you may be someone who has a really strong message and wants to share that powerfully in the world and really actually speaks very well in with people. And you actually need to have that communication, right? So there's some people who their gift is really communication. And so making sure that you have an audience of people to communicate with is so, so key. And that could be an audience of one, right? And so, but actually they thrive when they communicate because that opens up flow, right? And so it actually, all of these things are about aligning you more fully to your who you really are at a soul level and how you thrive. And then yeah, the last one I do want to share is there's one around truth, or really an energy center around truth. And it's great. These people are incapable of lying, really. They just, truth is key for them. And so, but their delivery of truth can often be very blunt. And so, again, I'm just offering this. This might be you, right? People might be like, you may have received feedback, and the people that I've worked with who have this energy center and gift often will be like have a hard time sometimes with people because they're just being so honest and truthful, but not everybody wants to hear the, the truth all the time, right? And so for them it's about being in environments and with people who allow them to express themselves in a very truthful way, and they're not going to have lots of people around them who need a lot of uh, I'm not sure what the word is, caressing around or being soft. Do you know what I mean? And so they actually, their gift is to like see through the crap. Like they have a high bullshit radar, right? And so they're able to see through things. And so they're really great at sort of capturing that and sharing that. And so again, it's just understanding who you are at a soul level and how that fills you up. So I just wanted to give you a variety of examples, and obviously there's like hundreds more iterations. It's like, I don't know, I think that's in math, permutations of all the different possibilities of things that could connect. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview. And so that is you as a on a personal level. And so when you are in tuned into your vital force energy and your gifts and how you thrive yourself, you will create flow within yourself. You will feel peaceful. You will feel lit up. You will feel on fire. You will feel inspired. You will just feel right. That's really what I want to say around that. And so if you're feeling not right, then probably some of this is off a little bit. And then, of course, this also translates to how we then serve in the world. These gifts and these gifts that we have, right? So everything that I just shared with you around how you fill yourself up, this also gets to be put out in the world, and it's like what will support your success or your impact or your abundance, and what is going to feel really aligned for you to do in the world and to create in the world. And again, I'm just going to give you a bit of me again so you can see how this links. Because I'm actually very embodied, that's sort of my gift, and the peace and harmony, and the very experiential. So you can kind of get that from the adventure travel and all that kind of stuff. And so for me, what my soul needs to do is to build something meaningful in the world. And so I might have different streams of ways that people can connect with me or work with me or things I share in the world, but they're all underneath sort of one umbrella. And that is sort of how my soul works, where the other people will have multiple things on the go, multiple businesses, multiple streams of things, and that's their gift. For me, in terms of marketing what I do, like how I put myself out in the world, I'm actually not good at information marketing, or writing is okay for me. But for me, where I build success and where people come into my experience is when they have an experience of me. And so that looks like being on video. So this is why I have a YouTube channel and not a podcast. It's why I do like an experiential in my Facebook group. I will do something like a guided energy technique or a guided meditation. Or if I do a launch or an offering for my programs, I don't do a challenge, I do an experience. So meet with me over the next 3 days and we are going to clear some crap and open you up to flow. Or, I mean, that's just a very general way of saying it. So that is how I'm going to um, put myself out in the world. And again, I've mentioned this before, the whole you see me talking with my hands and using my body to talk. And that's because I'm embodiment and I'm experiential. And so even in my coaching, I am always getting people to tune into their bodies, tune into themselves. I'm taking them through something versus talking. And so that's just an example of how that translates for me and making sure that I line up with that for myself. So again, just having a regular marketing campaign like you're taught, that doesn't work for me. So for me, I can have a small audience, but because I make a meaningful connection and people feel me, that's how I get to build what it is that I'm doing. And then for other people, so I mentioned people that are really good with communication. So they are actually going to do so well with doing a blog or doing a podcast or doing a YouTube channel or doing a newsletter. So there are some people who are just going to be fantastic writers and fantastic speakers, right? So if that's you, excuse me, that's probably how you were designed to create in the world externally. And some of those people who have that communication skill are actually meant to communicate very authentically and even a little bit of a soapbox view or a very strong standpoint. So, again, I'm offering this. Maybe that's you. Maybe you just have a really strong way of communicating your message. And if that's the case, this could be sort of how you're designed at a soul level. As I mentioned, some people are very quick and like their energy centers power and they get more done by 10 a.m. than most people do. So they need to have a structured their business or their life or their team to support that, right? Because they want to be in flow, they want to get things done. I often tell these people hire on demand support versus sort of like a maintenance kind of support, right? So it's kind of like, oh, I have a great idea. I need you to execute this for me and then get it back to me and let me put it out there. So again, it's just understanding. And these people are also likely having maybe multiple businesses or multiple streams that help them to really share powerfully in the world. And they have so much energy, right? And so again, I'm just offering these pieces. Some of those people who are really relationship driven, they will thrive in their business, career, relationships, all of it through referrals, right? And so that's a way that they actually get to grow what they're doing by making lots of connections with lots of different people to be able to or create communities. Maybe they create membership sites, maybe they create referral networks. There's lots of ways that you can do that when that is your gift. So again, I just wanted to give you an overview. Obviously, there's so many more examples of this, and really, I wanted you to have a sense of it or a feel for it, because really, I mean, it's so fulfilling for me to be able to share this with people because people leave these sessions. I do offer them. I'm going to share a little bit about that. I offer them as a one-off session. And obviously, the people that work with me more long term, we get all of this gets woven into the work that we do. But people will feel, first of all, so validated. They feel lit up and activated and on fire to create what's next. So sometimes people kind of come in and they're in a bit of a slump or they have not a lot of clarity, right? They're not sure what's next or the future feels uncertain for them. And then they really leave with this sense of like, I know what to do next. I know what I want to create. And it's all these subtle tweaks and tweaks that are going to upgrade all areas of your life. And that just allows you, again, to feel more and more connected, more and more aligned. And you then create more aligned relationships. Your experience in life is much more aligned with you. And so everything starts to flow together. As I said, it's very much an integration of personal and professional. So I just wanted to share a little bit of what the Akashic Records are, because you may have heard that name before and been curious about it. And yeah, just to give you an idea of some of the things that you can uncover using your Akashic records. And again, I probably shared like 3% of what we can do in these with the Akashic records and even in these sessions, right? So just wanted to give you that sense. And I will just share a little bit about this offering that I have. That's a single session offering if this is speaking to you. And I'm also going to give you a special code so that you have a reduced price on this. So it's called a soul scan, and really it's a 2 hour deep dive with me. But before that, you will fill out a questionnaire that allows you to really clarify what it is that you're looking for, what you want to open up in your life, whether that's personal, whether that's professional, whether it's both, whether it's you want to know which well, what your soul gifts are and how you can amplify them, make them more powerful or embody them more. Maybe you want to know the most aligned relationships, or maybe you have some misaligned relationships and you want to realign those. Maybe you want to know how you manifest, right? There's lots of stuff on manifestation out there, but I will tell you that everyone manifests differently. We all have our own manifesting blueprint. So maybe that's something you want to know for yourself so that you can bring in more flow, more abundance into your experience. And you may also want to know the most aligned career paths for you, what is most aligned for you in terms of your success and abundance and purpose and mission. And for your business, you might even want to know what are the most aligned offerings, the most aligned pricing, the best way for you to market what you do, the best way to build your team. So there are so many things, and so you get to fill this questionnaire out. And you can choose all of these. It's a 2 hour session that we have together, so that's a lot of time where I can weave all of this stuff together with you. And I will say it's with you, so I'm going to be giving you a ton of information, tons, and you can record this session because you will probably want to, because it's so much. But it's also very co-creative. So when you come into the session, so after you fill out the form, I go into your records, I retrieve all of this information, I create sort of the blueprint of what I'm going to share with you, so to speak. And when we meet on our 2 hour session, I start to share those things with you. And then, of course, we're always, things unfold in the moment. So as I'm sharing something, I might have some clarity. And then as you're talking, I receive more clarity, or you have some clarity. And as I'm talking, it opens up clarity within you. And so even more clarity. So it gets to be this very co creative experience. You can ask questions. So it's really, really powerful, really profound. It is it's a lot of years in the making for me. And so I'm so thrilled and proud of what they are, and how they impact people. And so if that is something that you're interested in, I'm going to put the link, and I'm going to give you a code, and it's just simple. It's YouTube, like YOU. I'll put it somewhere, but YOUTUBE. And that is going to, for those of you watching, it's going to give you $111 off of this session. And so, yeah, it's already a great price point at this point, for the level of what you're getting and the time that we get to spend together. And you even get an extra bonus as well. So I just wanted to honor you guys. For those of you who show up with me on this journey and are present to these videos, I just wanted to give you this opportunity. So I'm going to wrap it up, but really just allowing, regardless of whether you choose to do this session, regardless of whether you understand what the Akashic records are or even care, uh, I hope that you are getting even just the subtle nuances of maybe how you could tweak or upgrade your current experience by aligning even more fully. And what I often say to people, we are always receiving nudges, or even some of the things I might have said today might have sparked you into something, right? Maybe it's, yeah, I don't have enough connection with people right now. I think I want more of that. I definitely don't have enough adventure. Oh, I'm very much stuck behind my desk and in my head. Maybe I am called to be more in my body, right? So just tune into what messages you received through this sort of interaction, this transmission, really. This is all sort of almost like channel that I'm sharing with you right now. So I'm just kind of in the moment, present with the energy. So just allow that to be the case for you as well. And yeah, the most important thing is when you get those intuitive nudges or these knowings, act on them, right? It's like, it's great to know it, but if you don't actually put it into action, if you don't actually make the thing happen, then your life doesn't shift, right? So if you are wanting to call in more aligned relationships, start to take actions and step into that more fully, right? Reach out to people, have a brunch together, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Or if that's how you want to build your business, start to create some affiliates or reach out to people who have the same people as you have. Or if you are realizing, yes, I am someone who is very in the flow and the people around me right now feel like they're slowing me down a little bit in my business, tune into that and see how you can refine that and allow it to be more aligned with what you want to create. So I will leave it there. And I do hope that there's some little nugget that has dropped in for you. And I would love to see you in a personal soul scan. Again, you can look for the link below somewhere in the description. And again, the code is YouTube. And as always, so happy to have you on the journey here with me. Happy to have you watching these videos. Love to hear what you're taking away. Love to hear your own intuitive knowing of what your soul gifts are. And I look forward to seeing you for the next video. I'm now doing them every other week, so they're a little bit more spaced out just based on my schedule. So I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Take care. We'll see you soon.